The snow is about, on the bottom of my stick I have graduations that I've cut into the bottom of my stick. You can't see them from there. But there's 30 marks I put in representing 30 inches. So the snow right now, "25 inches deep right here." Without snowshoes, you'd be up to your knees for sure. Okay, so you're outside, you're out here, and you've got to figure out, when you go for a wander, a lot of times you're on trails and you just wander around, and you don't need to really know where you are. You really don't. You just end up where you started. But sometimes when you're out here doing the deep bush stuff, I'll just drop my gloves, it's always good to know where the heck you are. So always carry one of these. Compass. GPS, don't cut it. You can carry a GPS out here, it's on your cell phones and everything else, but the problem with GPS is it takes batteries. This does not take batteries. It will never run out on you, ever. So learning to use one of these is amazing. Now just to set this straight off, right? If I set the compass to due north and I put the needle in the house, that's due north right there. I'm going to show you something really cool. Let's say you don't have this. Using three sticks, you can discern where north is. Now what you can do, take one stick, poke it in the ground. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not, who cares, doesn't matter. You'll notice the line. Alright, there's the line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another stick and I'm going to put this stick where the line is. Here, okay? Right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this line to move, and the line will move. Now let me explain this. So the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, defining an arc across the sky. As the sun moves across the sky, the shadow's going to move opposite to the way the sun's going. So as the shadow moves, it will describe an arc on the ground. That's going to tell us our east-west line. Okay, I've given enough time for the sun to move across the sky, thereby the shadow moves the opposite way, right? So this is where you take your third stick, which I just broke off of a balsam, and you can see where the shadow line is here. That was the original stick. The sun's moved that much. The next stick goes on your shadow line here. There you go, right there. Now I can remove this stick because I don't need it anymore, and I'll show you why I'm going to remove it. Pull your walking pole up. Lay your walking pole against these two sticks. There you go. Now, that describes an east-west line. That being east, this being west. Thereby, that's north, that's south. Remember, when you're doing this kind of stuff, it's not pinpoint accurate by any means, right? The sun, if I can use my stick again, the sun describes an arc in the wintertime like this. Okay? So it's like that. It's low on the horizon. As the weather warms up, as it's March now, the weather's warmed up, the sun is there. So the arc is not quite as shallow. In the summer, the arc is almost straight overhead. So anywhere from about May through till about September, this will not work at this time of year. It will not work, okay? However, May through September, if you stand, remember the sun has to be pretty much overhead for this to work. So let's assume it's summertime. Just pretend this is sand or something. But let's pretend this is summertime, right? So you got the sun up. It's the morning. You know it's the morning. The sun is sitting there. Let's just fake it. The sun's sitting right there. If I put the sun on my right shoulder, I'm facing north. Conversely, if I put the sun on my left shoulder, I'm facing south. Remember, this does not work in the wintertime due to that arc, okay? The sun has to be overhead. It cannot be on the horizon. That's just another indicator of north-south. But this the three stick idea in the with the shadow line, it works every single time. I don't know if I can, I'll give you an absolute bearing on what this stick is right now. So the stick right now is pointing, yeah, the stick right now is pointing, you know, east. Due east is 90 degrees. Due east is 90 degrees, okay? Right now the stick is pointing approximately 100 and let's just say 110 degrees. Okay, you see it's not 100% accurate, but that is east, okay? That's east. That's north. Another way to tell north, south, east, west is insects are active during the winter time. Believe it or not, some are, when the sun hits them. Okay, so the pileated woodpecker, he's a big giant woodpecker. She will come in or he'll come in and they'll listen for the insects and they'll start boring these holes right there. So this is the south side of the tree right here. That hole is basically due south. This hole is about south, yeah, I'd say south-southeast, right? So the woodpeckers will chew into the tree during the winter time on the south sides of trees. All right. You'll notice here there's a hole right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. That's pretty much due east. All right. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Due west. All right. So again, south, west. Now I'll walk around the tree and I'll show you the north side. Okay, that's the north side of the tree right here. Okay, so on the north side of the tree, I know it's dark, I can't do much about it because of the way the sunlight is, but there are no holes on this north side of the tree. That's just one indicator out here of where north-south actually is.